Welcome everyone. We're going to go ahead and get going. It's 1 minute after. Some people are still joining, but I'm going to go ahead and press record now, and let me know if you can see my screen. Welcome everyone. This is Todd McPartlin with iMarketing Leader. Welcome to this week's weekly training on reputation marketing. And today is April 1st, April Fool's Day, and reputation is no joke. Pun intended on that one. So I'm going to go ahead and get going. A little bit of a housekeeping. Questions. You should have a questions box on the right hand side of your screen, and you can go ahead and type in questions there. I'll take questions at the end. Go ahead and answer as many as I can within our hour. I want to make sure that I'm staying on task here so we can all get back to our day. So as you can see on the title screen here, it is high school all over again. This is actually the second chapter of my book, and it all is on online reputation, and this is the foundation for your business. So I think it was last week or a week or two ago, I talked about our R4 marketing system. Reputation is the foundation of that marketing system that we have. That's why it's on the bottom. So we're going to be talking about that, and we'll be talking about reach, resell, and referral all throughout the coming year here in different training sessions. As I mentioned, reputation, and especially online reputation, is important enough that I actually made it chapter 2 in my book. Chapter 1 is just outlining branding and why branding is so important, and then right away at the foundational piece, before I go into the rest, I talk about, it's high school all over again. Basically, it's about what other people say about you. If you can remember back to your high school days, it's been a while for myself, but if you can remember, it really wasn't important that you said that you were the best football player or the best baseball player or the smartest kid in the class. It was really about what other people and how they perceived you, and that's how other kids actually perceived you. So that is it is chapter 2 of my book, Automation Domination: A Business Owner's Guide to Dominating Your Market Online. If you haven't picked it up already, just Google it. It's out there online at all the major retailers, and I'd appreciate if you bought it. So let's get into this week's training on reputation. So every day people are looking for your services online. So this is just a couple of examples on a couple different searches. You can see there's just a lot of volume out there. Maybe not specifically locally if you're in a smaller town. I'm in Bryan, College Station, Texas. It's a smaller town, 200,000 or so people. We don't get 24, 25, 8,000 people searching for chiropractors like Chicago would be on this one. You can see 8,100 people a month are searching for chiropractors, but there's also a lot more chiropractors, and there's a lot more competition for that particular search as well. So it's really relative to the amount of people and to your competitors, but people are every day looking for your service. So the question is, what are they finding out about you? Are they finding good stuff, or are they finding bad stuff? If you're on a previous webinar, you remember this gentleman here. He's leaving a restaurant and giving a bad review, a video bad review that he uploaded to YouTube. And you may not think that's really anything, but if you see where that arrow is pointing, over 35,000 people when I took this screenshot watched this video. 35,000 people. That's a lot. And it's a lot for good reviews, and it's a lot for bad reviews. So what are some of the people that might be writing reviews about you? Your customers or your clients or your patients. Obviously, that's first and foremost. Prospects, if you're out there and you're not doing a good job following up. If you're in that service type business and you have prospects, you want to take care of them. Your competitors. It is unfortunately a problem, but a lot of competitors go out and post negative things on people's websites, out on review sites like Google and Yelp, and out on Facebook. It's just part of the business, and this is how we're going to combat that with the strategy that I'm going to talk about today. Disgruntled employees. You have to let somebody go. They can go post a negative review about you, maybe not even as themselves, but as somebody to actually try to hurt your business. Ex-spouses, former business partners, investors, and then the ones that are just the trolls out there, the ones you're never going to be able to make happy. They're just angry all the time. We all come across these people before, and they're just not happy. No matter what you do, no matter how much money you give them off, no matter how sorry you say you are if you made a mistake, even if you made no mistake, they're still going to go post a bad review about you. So what are the stakes in reputation? Today, an unhappy customer, or you can fill in their client or patient, will tell thousands of their closest strangers on the internet within seconds of a bad experience. It does not take long to type up a 140-character tweet as you're walking out of your dentist office, and they might have thousands upon thousands of followers, some that are within that area, to tell about a bad experience, or walk out of a retail store, or walk out of a restaurant. There's a book over here, Satisfied Customers Will Tell 3 Friends, Angry Customers Will Tell 3,000. We all know that's true. When's the last time you posted a good review for somebody? You probably haven't in a while. But you probably thought about posting an angry review, or you may even have posted an angry review. So actually 59% of consumers use social sites to vent about their customer care frustrations. Whether it's just on their Facebook wall or not, they're voicing their opinion out on these social sites. 59%, more than half of the US consumers will actually voice their opinions out on these sites. And some of them are the actual review sites where they are going to post these negative reviews about you or your services. And then after 59% of them are actually out there posting this stuff, 72% of US consumers research companies through social channels before making purchases. This could be reaching out to their friends on Facebook, looking at their company reviews out on Google or Yelp or any of the other hundreds of review directories that are out there. There's actually hundreds of them. So you want to be able to show yourself in the brightest light as possible. And we'll go through that strategy here. So here's a question. Would you buy a product or a service that has bad reviews or a bad rating? My guess is no. Here's another question. If there are 3 services or products, and you look at them side by side, the first one has 4 good and 2 bad reviews, so they have a 3-star rating. Service number 2 has no reviews at all. Couldn't find them. They might have been in business for 20 years. Can't find one single review. Or business 3, who has 6 5-star reviews. Which one would you buy from? I know I would definitely go, might not necessarily buy from them, but I would start with service provider number 3 and go do my research on them. And I'm sure that's how the majority of people actually will do it as well. So welcome to the reputation marketing training, and this is the most important way that you can actually market your business today online. So your reputation is actually everything, right? Word of mouth. That's the way most people, probably most of you, build your business, is through word of mouth, referrals. I hear it all the time when I talk to clients or potential clients. Oh, I get most of my leads from word of mouth. That's your reputation. Word of mouth is your reputation. People are speaking highly about you enough that somebody can actually contact you. However, the online marketing game has changed, and your competition doesn't know about it yet. See, what a lot of them don't realize is that same reputation, but maybe 10 or 20 or 30-fold larger, is actually sitting out online already. As we saw, more than half Americans will go vent their frustrations. So that all that information is already out there. And if you don't take care of that, you could be in trouble. Right? So this training is all about getting you aware and then accelerating you past your competition if they're already doing something for their reputation. And if they're not, this is going to put you many steps ahead of them. It's very important for your reputation, not only when people are coming to research you, but also as part of traffic generation strategies, search engine optimization, those types of things. Google has built into their algorithm what your rating is and what your ranking is. So why do we call it reputation marketing and not reputation management? Reputation management in our mind is obsolete. You might hear a lot of companies talking about reputation management. You might even see them in some of my previous videos and previous documentation. But you really don't make money managing anything. You make your money when you market it. So we want to focus on the marketing strategy for this, not the management. Obviously, management is a piece of what we do for our clients and what you should be doing for yourself. You should be managing your reputation, which means monitoring it, but that is just a small piece of it. So there are 4 game changers that have completely changed the online marketing, and we're going to go through those right now. So the marketing game changer number 1 is there are over 80 million Google Plus pages that have merged basically with their company's website to reveal their reputation. So here's one right here. So you can search for any company plus their city name, and Google will instantly show you their reputation. So here's one that I searched for: Baker Brothers Plumbing, Dallas. Comes right up, and they only have a 3.2 with 35 reviews. Not to mention, if I have some time, I'll actually bring that up and show you, or you can Google that one yourself. Majority of the bad reviews came within the last year. So all I did is have to click on the 35 Google reviews that's actually right here, and Google shows me all of the reviews, and I can start reading through them, just like how Amazon does when you're getting ready to go buy products. So 3.2, that's not good. That's actually bad, right? You want to get that 5-star review, at least 4 point something, right? Google's on a decimal point system. You want to be 4 plus, 4 point something. So that's game changer number 1, is Google has basically taken and created you a Google Plus page, or Google Plus Local, whatever they're calling it now. They keep changing what they actually call it, even if you have not gone out there and claimed it. So if you haven't claimed it, you need to go claim it, because that's where people are most likely going to post their first negative reviews, either that or Yelp, because those are the 2 biggest review sites right now. Let's move on to marketing game changer number 2. The reviews are a major ingredient of online marketing. You must have them to compete. I already kind of mentioned this a little bit. Google and the other search engines, which Google is by far the dominant player with 60 to 70% from what some circles have said, have built that into their algorithm to figure out your ratings, not only on Google, but all across the web. So all the major directories where you should already be focusing on and making sure that your name and your address and your phone number, your NAP, is correct. Yelp, Bing, City Search, Merchant Circle, Yellow Pages, YP.com, all of those different directories have the ability to post reviews. Some of them pull in reviews from other sites, and some of them actually allow you to post reviews right there on their own site. So you need to not only claim all those so you can actually monitor them, but you need to actively get people out there to push and put their reviews on there. And we'll go on here in a second. So up here on the top, you can see the reviews showing. Over here on the right hand side, you can see that this is actually an advertisement with a 4.9 star rating. So Google, yes, they will show your rating if they have it and you have enough. It typically seems to be somewhere around 5 to 6 reviews. Google will start showing the star rating. So sometimes you might see over here in the map pack where it might not show up the star rating. It might say 3 Google reviews, but you don't know what they are. That's typically after about 5 or 6 is what I've noticed. I haven't really seen anything documented on that. But you'll see it's also in the map pack. You've probably seen the carousel up across the top before. Those also have star ratings and star reviews. right embedded in them. Advertisement, like I said already on here, Google's going to show your advertising, or they're going to show your ratings in your advertising. So you want to be shown in the best light. You can see plumbing here. This is where I search for plumbing Dallas. You can see they don't have very good reviews. If I was searching for this, I would probably skip over those that are highlighted there. And here's a 4.9 and a 4.4. I'd start with them, even though they're not A. This is why people are so concerned about ranking, and I try to tell them traffic matters way more than ranking does. Right? You might not go to this Dallas plumber up here, even though they got a pretty good review, 4.8. But if this Barker Brothers, the one we looked at before, if Google was showing their rating there, you'd probably skip over it because it's a 3.2. You might skip over those two. Maybe you didn't get a hold of this guy, even though he says he's 24/7, and you might come down here. So it doesn't matter that these people are A, B, and C. So again, Google puts that into their algorithm, but they don't tell us how big it is, how much is it worth, right? So you might say, well, why is the 4.4 not better and not higher up? Well, first, it doesn't have as many reviews. So in here, the ones at the top have the most reviews. But it also does depend on their website and what they're actually doing as far as on-page optimization for their website. So bad reviews show up in the Google Maps, which in Google Plus is which we showed over here. Pay-per-click, website rankings, organic rankings, and local directories. So gotta work on that. Marketing game changer number 3. SEO, which stands for search engine optimization, social media, pay-per-click, offline marketing, none of it works anymore if you had bad reviews online. This is what a lot of companies, marketing companies do, or even people who aren't using marketing companies. First, they start marketing their business, build a website, do some search engine optimization, do some social media, and they say, oh, well, okay, let's go and build a 5-star reputation. Meanwhile, they're driving traffic to ratings and reviews like this: overpriced, felt rushed, unfriendly, poor customer service, 0.5 star, 2.5 star. It's just wasting money. That's all completely wrong. Why would you spend money pushing somebody towards your bad reviews or no reviews? Actually, what you should be doing is building that 5-star reputation. Then you go and market to get that business. So I hope all that makes sense, that I'm not saying none of that doesn't work, because I definitely have all those services and I help my clients with those services. But at the foundational level, they must have a good reputation. If they have no reputation, you can do them, together, right? You can say, hey, let's build you a reputation while we're building the website, while we're starting to push traffic to your site. But if they have a bad reputation, I just don't even waste your money. Obviously, if you don't have a good website, maybe you have to get a good website, but don't waste your money if you have a bad reputation. Let's fix the reputation first, because that can actually be more costly, and definitely more costly to your business. So make sure first of all, you got to know that reputation, know what your online reputation is, but then once you know what that is, actively work to build that 5-star reputation. Game changer number 4 is actually the one I like the best. Is reviews actually will send you pre-qualified and pre-sold customers, because buyers actually trust reviews as much as personal recommendations. So according to this study, 72% of buyers trust reviews as much as personal recommendations. 72%. And if you do give a personal recommendation, what is most likely you're going to give that person? Most likely you won't have the phone number or the email address of the company. You'll probably just have the name. So the first thing that they would do is they're going to go out there and they're going to Google the name to most likely find the phone number, right? They might not even be going out to look for reviews. But as we just saw a couple slides ago, Google's going to spit the reviews all over the screen when they go out to Google and they type in your company name. And 72% of people actually trust those as much as personal recommendations. Here's from another study here. So recommendations from people that I know. Is it somewhat trustworthy or not trustworthy at all? 92% of people say You know, I would go with somebody from people that I know. Not sure what the other 8%, but maybe they need some new friends there. But there is 8% that actually don't trust it. And second is what consumers' opinions are posted online. Second. That's huge. 70%. And we saw 72% on the other study. That's above newspapers, editorial content, branded websites. I mean, look at that, 58%. I'm not saying you don't need a website. I'm just telling you people aren't looking at what you have on your website. Remember the title of this? It's high school all over again. You can put whatever you want on your own website. Those all could be fake testimonials, as far as I know as a visitor. But what I do know is most likely on Google and Yelp, Facebook, those are probably real people who've actually really used your product or service. Emails that I signed up for, ads on TV. Look at that. And text ads, which are really, really low, even though they have a really high open rate. They're just not trustworthy enough yet. So email, 50-50. I mean, they signed up for an email, and I'm not sure I really trust this person. I mean, that's kind of crazy there. So reputation marketing, and why is reputation so vital to a business? On average, consumers will look up 10 reviews before making a decision. They're not going to go find 1 or 2 or 3. And 70% of those people need to see a minimum of 6 to 10 reviews. Anybody who starts a business can have their mom, their dad, a couple friends go out and post reviews. However, if you have 6 to 10, they actually start to trust you. They start to trust you more. So the end result is, without 10 5-star reviews, your business simply isn't trusted. So you got to work hard to get those first 10. If you're just starting out, start with day 1. Start going out day 1 and going out every time you have a client or a customer, ask them for a review. Ask them to go out and post it. If you're already in business, go contact your past 10 best clients. Reach out to them by phone and ask them to go post a review for you. In another study by some economists at the University of California, they actually found out that with a half a star rating, they increased, this is on Yelp, a half a star rating increase on Yelp increased the business by 19% during peak hours. Just a half a star rating. Now restaurants, they can get a lot more reviews, but they can also get a lot more bad reviews real quick. Right? So if you're a restaurant owner, you need to actively go get hundreds of reviews, because you can quickly, if you had a bad week, you can quickly get a lot of bad reviews. Some other companies, we don't have a lot of reviews. If you're a roofing company, you maybe only do 10 or 15 or 20 a year, but you still need to get all those. So very interesting studies. So the definition of reputation marketing is building a 5-star reputation online and then market that reputation to get more customers. So it's not just about building the reputation. You have to market it. And it's not just about marketing. You have to have that 5-star reputation first. And the end result is to get more customers. We all want more customers, clients, or patients for our businesses. Majority of small businesses, I think I saw somewhere like 80%, rely on word of mouth referrals. As we see, word of mouth referrals, second to that is reputation. So you need, even if you're only focusing on word of mouth, you need to make sure your reputation online matches your reputation offline, because online, thousands of people can find you. Offline, 1 or 2 or 3 people might be calling you a day. So let's get into some strategy. So how do you actually create a reputation marketing strategy? Well, step 1 is you need to actually know what your reputation is online. You need to go out there, actively seek and search it. Find yourself on Google. Find yourself on Bing. Find yourself on Yelp. Look at what your reputation actually is. The shortcut way you can use one of our proprietary software at reputation.imarketingleader.com. And if you have a Google page, it'll actually go out and crawl some of the major review sites and actually show you what your review is and give you a score: poor, fair, or great. Or actually, if it doesn't find any reviews about you, it'll let you know that. So that's a shortcut way. Or you can go out there and look at it yourself. That's a free thing. So it's at reputation.imarketingleader.com if you want to go out to that. So really, there are 4 types of reputation that we need to talk about in order to understand. We all know what a bad reputation is. 1 star, 2 star, even a 3 star, I would say, is not a great reputation. You think of a 3-star hotel compared to a 5-star hotel, or a 3-star restaurant compared to a 5-star restaurant. There's a major difference, right? Now, obviously, the 1s and 2s are definitely bad, but 3 is still pretty right there on the border. So you definitely don't want to be in the 3s. Having no reputation at all. I've talked to several business owners. I've been in business 20 years. Yep, and you have no reputation online. Things have changed. Yellow Book doesn't work as much as it used to anymore. People are going online. So they're going to find the ones with reviews so they know that that person's trustworthy. You can have a good reputation. You can have that 4-star reputation, maybe 4 and a little bit plus, 4.1, 4.2. It's still a good reputation. Or you can have actually a 5-star reputation. Now, if we get 1 bad review, obviously you can never have a 5-star reputation, but you want to get as close as possible to 5 stars. So let's talk about the perfect reputation marketing strategy. Now, this is what I develop for my clients. This is what I do for them as part of our reputation strategy. You can do all this yourself as well. So the first thing you need to do, like we talked about in the foundational piece, is you need to build your reputation. And in order to do that, you need to get reviews. So how do you get reviews? They're already out there, right? Google, Yelp, yp.com, Bing, City Search. They're all out there. You can also request them. Set up your own private review page. Send people to a private review page and start collecting reviews that you can post on your own website. Then once you have that reputation built, once you get to that above 10, 5-star rating, right? You're still never stop building that reputation, right? You need to always be building that forever, as long as you're in business, because it only takes 1 bad review to crush a business. But once you have that 10, or once you have your reputation corrected, if you had a bad one when you started looking, you need to market that. And this actually becomes a selling strategy then. There are different ways to market a reputation. I'll talk about that you really can't post people's content anymore. We used to be able to do that. You can't. You need to get them to do it, right? But you can post on your own website. You can still post reviews on your own website. You can post images and other things out to Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Flickr, PhotoBucket, Foursquare. These are all the major social sites. We looked at that on a previous slide, that more than 70% of the people go out to social sites looking for reviews. Now, one of the social sites, the biggest one, is Google, and they see that on Google search screen. But you actually want to promote it, right? It's great that you know how great you are. It's really great that maybe your best friends and your close circle know, but online needs to know about you. So you gotta give yourself a little pat on the back, toot your own horn, if you will. If you don't do it, no one else is going to do that for you in business. And here's where the management piece comes in. You can see that's just 1/4 of what you actually do, and it's even less than 1/4 of actual work, right? But you want to monitor, and then you need to maybe engage. If someone posts a bad review about you, you need to decide: do I actually go and say something to them? Do I completely ignore them, which is some people's strategy? Do I get in a bantering match with them? Please don't do that. In my opinion, I wouldn't go more than 1 response. Maybe 2 if they respond back. If it looks, most people who post bad reviews don't really use their real name, right? So a good typical response: hey, so and so, I don't recall you being a client or a customer of mine. If you please reach out to us, we'd be happy to make things right. Now, if you posted that out on one of these review sites, and another reviewer, if say you were searching for that company and you came along and someone had like a 4.5 star, and you saw a bad review, 1 star review, you're going to probably look at it. Hey, I want to know what the bad thing is. I know I do that. I go out to, if I'm going to go buy something and I'm on Amazon, I want to look at some of the negative and I want to look at some of the positive and make sure that I'm okay with the negative things that they talk about. See if they're real, first of all, but even if they are real, if I'm okay with it, and then go look at some of the positive ones. But on a negative one, if the owner or somebody who has the authority to talk on behalf of the company responds back in a positive, hey, we'll make things right, I might dismiss that entirely. Hey, maybe they had a bad day. Maybe this is one of those people that you're never going to be able to help out, right? So it's important to know how to engage to them and what's the proper way, because you don't want to make the reputation worse, make that 1 star worse. So the best way, again, is if you have 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 reviews and a bad review comes in, it's going to get lost in the sea of other reviews. It may not even be shown. Now, if it's the last one or so, it'll probably be shown. That's why you need to be actively building that reputation in that first quadrant. But you do want to monitor these, at least on a monthly basis, maybe on a weekly basis. But you need to go out there and make sure that you're actually checking your reviews. And then if you actually have other people in your company, you actually want to create the culture. You want to create a culture that's a serving culture, but you're also creating a culture of reputation is important. If you run, say, a retail shop and you haven't expressed your opinion to the checkout lady, and she's up there making nasty comments and giving dirty looks because she's having a bad day, then that is going to actually be on your review, right? So you need to create that culture. You need to educate and you need to inspire your employees, or even your partners, right? Even sometimes partners don't really get it. So if you get it and you have a partner, you need to sit them down and talk about your reputation strategy. Build it into the culture of your business. And when new employees come on, you need to run them through some training, get them up to speed. And then this is just a cycle, right? It's repeated over and over and over again. As I mentioned, you need to keep building this reputation over and over, and it's going to get repetitive, and it's going to feel like it's not going anywhere. You get 1 or 2 or 3 reviews, but that's natural. First of all, if you have no reviews and you go put up 100 tomorrow, there's a good chance all of those are going to get taken down, right? These algorithms that Google and Yelp have are very sophisticated to try to figure out if it's a real review or not. Is it the company posting it? Are they all coming from the same IP address? Are they all coming from the same area? Do they all come on the same date and time? So you want to spread out those reviews anyway. So you just need to keep going. It needs to be the slight edge of your business to build that reputation that every single time that you service a client or a customer, you ask for the review. So let's talk about a marketing plan implementation. So first, you can have something like a feedback page. These are something we develop for our clients as well, so that maybe you can send somebody directly to your feedback page, get a survey, ask some other additional questions, ask for the review. You might do this because you want to collect some of these reviews for yourself. Maybe you want to create some nice images out of them. Maybe you want to post them on your own website, because again, a review, same thing holds true. It can't be duplicated, right? Duplicate content does not make Google happy, and that goes for reviews too. So if you get a review in that you saw it on Yelp or out on Google, don't put that same review on your own website, because now that's a duplicate, and Google's not going to like that, and they're going to discount that. But you could create some sort of gathering of information. It could be just an email back to you. Hey, it could be a letter. A lot of times some of the old school clients I work with, they have a lot in writing, right? They wrote them a letter, which are great, but they're not online. You get them from online reviews, right? So we've already mentioned all these plus more. There's, again, hundreds of them out there. And then you want to take those reviews with your staff and with services that you have and then do something with them, right? Just collecting them for collecting them's sake is not going to do anything. You want to monitor the top local directories, all those top ones. There's over 100 of them. There's probably 50 that you probably need to be concerned with. You need to go out there and you need to actually monitor those reviews. You can redirect those to get good reviews online. If you send out an email, you can send them a URL directly to Google, right? Don't make them go find your website. They won't be able to find it. Send them the direct link right there. You can market them on your own website. Again, just make sure that's not duplicated, right? You don't want duplicate information on your website that's out on something else. You can market them out on the social networks. Again, back to the 70% of people who are actually going to be out there looking for reviews. You want to put them out on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, the major ones. And then you can actually create some images of these and go post them out someplace. So an image is not the same as wording. So it won't be that duplicate content. So you can actually take an image from one of the reviews and you can actually grab that information and you can go post it out onto these different photo sharing applications. And people love photos. Out on Facebook, we get a ton of comments and reviews from people when they actually have an image out there saying, hey, 5-star review, check us out. It's like a little tiny sales ad, but it's actually promoting yourself, patting yourself on the back. You got to do that. So you can market those reviews and images out on social media. So you need to develop your 5-star reputation. We talked about that as that first step. So what are some of the ways? You can create some postcards, send them out to your previous clients. As we mentioned, if you've been in business for a while, go send them out to your 10, 20, 30 best clients and maybe follow it up with a phone call. Create some business cards, hand out business cards. Make it easy for people to get to your review sites, whether it's your own personal review site or Google or Yelp. Send them directly there. Nobody will Google you unless they're looking for a place to put an angry one if you don't tell them exactly where to go. Email templates. So you can actually post or send out people an email. Put the direct link again in there, asking to maybe have your light shine a little bit brighter, right? Help us out. And if you go to your closest 10 or 20 people, they should help you out, right? It doesn't have to be a paragraph long that they're going to go type in a review for you. It could be a nice, short 2 or 3 sentences, right? And there's many more ways. I've already mentioned the private review page. Go collect its information, and then you need to develop a posting strategy, right? So I've already mentioned this before, but businesses can no longer post reviews from customers. And this is relatively recent. We used to actually do this for our clients. We'd collect them and go post them out there as late as beginning of last year. But it just can't be done anymore. The review sites, I've talked about this as well, they have that complex algorithm and filters to delete all those reviews, right? And not to mention, I think it was the District Attorney of New York filed some class action lawsuit against some companies that were posting on behalf. So as soon as that happened, all people in the industry stopped doing that because nobody wants be part of a class action lawsuit. So you need a system that allows customers to post the reviews in a natural way, right? Again, not 100 tomorrow, unless you're a restaurant. Restaurants, Google knows that you can have hundreds and hundreds of them. And you need to get them a way to actually go out there and do that. So again, that might be the quick link that you might give them. You might actually have them collect some information on a survey, and at the end of the survey, you might redirect them over to Google and telling them at the end of the survey that you might actually do that. Then once you have that, you want to go ahead and you want to market that reputation. Get video testimonials. Video is huge, right? Get a video testimonial and go ahead and market that. Put it out on YouTube. post them to your website, again, as long as they're not duplicated. Social media, get them out there. Maps marketing, get them out on your local directories. Email marketing, post them and shoot them out to your clients. And then put it into your sales materials. And then you want to create that culture that we talked about. You expect your staff to give first-class service, right? We all do. But what's your plan to inspire your staff to give first-class service and then get raving reviews? It's not enough just to give great service anymore. You got to ask for that review. So you need to educate, and then you need to train them. So you now know the different game changers, the 4 game changers, giving you a plan. Now it's time to implement that plan. Right? You got to go build that reputation first and foremost. Know what that reputation is first and foremost. Then you got to build it. Then you have to market it. Again, if you have no reputation, you can do those things side by side. You can start marketing for your business and building your reputation at the same time. If you have a poor reputation, fix that first, or else you're just going to be wasting money. And after you have that, then you need to go out there and you market it, get it into your salespeople's hands. If you're a salesperson, get it out into your own hands. Start talking about that. Start promoting it out on the social media sites. You need to monitor that. You need to monitor your review online at least on a monthly basis, if not on every 2 weeks basis. And then you need to create that company culture. If you're the only one in your company, keep reminding yourself that you need to do this. So feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions or if you'd like any help implementing these. I'm going to go ahead and look at some questions right now to see if there's any questions that came in while I was talking here. Alright, so question, first one here. Can I offer something to my clients or customers in exchange for a review? Actually, no, you cannot. That is actually against Google's and Yelp's and everybody else's terms of conditions. You can't bribe somebody in order to give a review. You can get a feedback or a survey and then ask for a review after that, and you can give a discount for maybe for the you're giving the discount for the feedback for the survey being answered, not necessarily for the review. You can't punish people if they don't give you the review. You still need to give them the discount or the money off. But don't really, if you just ask for it and it's a good client or a good customer, they should give you a review. They really shouldn't need to be bribed. They should want to help your business, because if you're helping them with whatever their needs are, they want you to stay in business. So if you just let them know how important it is to you, they would probably give you at least to get that 10 or 15. Let's see, next question. If there's a bad review posted, is there any way to remove it? No, there's not, unfortunately. You can go reach out to Google or to Facebook. But that's why a proactive approach is the best way. Now, I did mention if you have a bad review, you need to go correct that first. And the way to correct that is to push that one down, basically, by putting more positive reviews. So online reputation management, the management piece of it, if you have to get into it, it's because you have a bad review. And that really, quite honestly, it's basically what they want to, some people refer to as reverse SEO, right? You actually have to try to get other websites and pages ranking higher than those reviews, because not many people go to the second page of Google, right? So if you can get those bad reviews, or someone put up a bad website, get that one pushed down onto the second page, then it won't be seen anymore. If it's out on Google or Yelp, you just need to flood that with very positive reviews. So if you have a bad review, and since you're asking this, I'm assuming you must have some bad reviews, make sure that you actively get some really, really good reviews to push that down. Most people look at the past reviews, a couple of the recent ones, rather than really going through all that. Okay, next one here. I've heard of competitors posting bad reviews intentionally. Is there any way to prevent this or to report them? I did mention that sometimes competitors are one of the ones that could be posting about you. Just like a bad review, there's no way to do that. On some of them, I believe on Google, you can see sometimes now it says report as spam. You can do that. I don't know if they're ever going to take care of that for you. So you want to, again, be proactive and have so many out there. I know it's kind of redundant, I keep saying that, but you don't want to rely on Google making a change or Yelp making a change or Facebook making a change that's actually going to hurt your business, right? So if you have all those positive reviews and you had that 5-star reputation and someone goes and posts a bad one, yeah, it's going to knock you down, who knows, 4.8, 4.9, depending on how many reviews you have. But you're not going to rely, I would still report it if you think it's bad, but you're not going to rely on that to say, ooh, if I don't get that one, my business is, toasted, right? Let's see, another question here. I've responded to a bad review on Google in the past, and it looks like my response gets removed by Google. Why would that be? Again, that's the algorithm, right? It's a piece of software, so it's not perfect, and sometimes they remove positive things. They remove good reviews. I've had several clients mention that. Yelp seems to be one of the biggest ones people like to complain about, and a lot of them believe that Yelp's doing that because they want you to embark in their services. I hope that's not the case, but you never know. But I would go post it again. Maybe post it from a different computer. Maybe Google's already, maybe too many people, especially if you're doing this from a computer that's in your office, maybe too many people have already posted out on there, and Google's flagged your IP address, which is your computer's address, as a potential for spam. Right? Maybe you've done one of these in the past before where you had a computer set up and you were having clients and customers post their reviews, maybe it was last year or the year before, right there from within your office. Now your location might be flagged. Right? Use your phone, maybe use a different Google account if you actually logged in, because if you post it out on Google, you got to be logged into your Google account. And another reason is if you just created the account, right? If you go out to Yelp and create a brand new account and post a review, there's a good chance that's going to be marked as spam. And it's going to be hidden, right? Because that's what spammers would do. They go create a bunch of accounts and start posting right away. So the best thing is go out there, have an account open for a little bit, go post reviews on some other sites, especially if you want to respond back to a bad review. Go post out a couple good reviews on some of your friends' businesses, maybe some businesses you've used in the past, and then come back and do your other one. See, here's another question coming in here. What would you recommend on a business card to match your website? I'm assuming for the reputation piece of it, I would do, if you notice on the screen, let me see if I can find that one. We put QR codes on them to make it available so people can find them real fast. Let me see if I can find that. Because you want people to have a small URL or a QR code, which is the quick response code, in order to find your website. But what you want to be able to do, and I handle this for my clients, but you can handle it. There's some third-party tools out there for tracking those. Even Google has their own shorteners. They call that the link shorteners. And if you use a link shortener, then you can control where the person will be taken when they type in that URL or scan that QR code from behind the scenes. That way you don't have to reprint business cards, say, okay, here's a bunch of business cards and they're all going to go to Google, and then you get your 10 or 20 reviews out on Google. Well, now you want to start getting some out on Yelp. Well, you don't want to have to go print more business cards. But if you have that shortener, that link shortener, from behind the scenes, you can now redirect those people when they type in that URL or scan that QR code. You can send them to Yelp. Or you can do a round robin approach where you just say, okay, the first one it does, it's going to go to Google, then to Yelp, then to my private page, and then to my website, and then over to Bing. So that's the way that we do it on our business cards, but I don't necessarily put it on my own business cards. We actually have third-party business cards that we make for our clients where they can hand those out. It's not a bad idea to put it on the back of your business card to say, hey, again, help our, shine a light a little bit brighter. If you have an online business, you're most likely going to be interacting online, so you really wouldn't need business cards. If it's more of an offline, if you're a service company, plumber or HVAC, you might be going to people's houses where you're going to leave a business card anyway. It might be nice on the back of it, but you really want to point it out and ask them for that review. Right? It's not easy enough just to, or it's not simple enough just to hand them a card. You've really got to have the technician or yourself, if you're out there, asking for that review. Alright, I'm going to see if there's any more questions. We're getting close to the top of the hour, so I'll give a couple. I don't see any more questions coming in, but I will wait another minute or so here, and then we can get back to our daily activities and get out there and start selling. Alright, well, I do not see any more. I really thank everybody for showing up, and if you're listening to the recording, I thank you for listening to the recording. Please come next week, next Tuesday, the 8th, and I don't even remember what I'm going over, but actually I said I was going to show you the website here for that Baker Brothers. If you click on this, Google's going to bring up right away, and my computer is very slow right now, apparently, maybe because I got to go to webinar running. But Google's thinking about bringing up all these reviews, but you'll see all the bad reviews that were shown up right there. Let me pop out to my website real quick while I'm waiting for that to come up and see what we have next week. So next week is the bribe and the ladder. So it's a very important one. It's about building your entry point. Nobody buys the big ticket item first, right? They kind of dip their toe in. That's what the bribe and the ladder is about. It's about building that initial giveaway, that initial idea, and then building a ladder all the way up into your top dollar one. So we'll go into great detail on that, based out of my book on that one. Let's see if Google's returned these. Nope, looks like Google's having some issues with that one. So you can go out there and search that, and you can see how reviews are done. So I don't see any more questions coming in. I want to thank everybody. Go out and enjoy the day, and I'll talk to you all next week. Thank you.